What's up, comic fans, and it's time for that new comic book day haul plus review with some 50 centers. So we're gonna get into the books. We got some 50 centers. We got the books that came out this past week, and we're gonna do it right after this.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Welcome back. All right, let's get into those 50 centers. What do we got? We got Avengers, and then we got a little Black Panther. So we got Avengers. This is all the Jonathan Hickman run. Avengers number 7. I'm sure these are minor key books. These were all 50 centers, but I don't know. Maybe I just picked them up because they're Hickman books. We got Avengers number 8. Oh, I believe this was like the first like Star brand, right? And then we got Avengers number 32. There's something minor key about this. Maybe I'll put it in the film if I can remember. I'll put it in the video. If not, sorry. All right, then we got Black Panther and the Agents of Wakanda. This is issue number 3. Looks like they're in space. And then we got Black Panther and the Agents of Wakanda number 4. The Giant Werewolf. Or Giant Wolf. I don't know, that's a werewolf. Alright. Cool beans. All right, now those are the 50 centers. Now let's get into this week's books. All right. First off, from DC, we're gonna start off with DC. We got House of Brainiac. This is Super Action Comics number 5. Long Live the Brainiac Queen. There's a lot of fighting against the Brainiac Queen in this one. Looks like she's gonna win the day with Brainiac, right? A lot of things happen in this book. You got Lex Luthor, and his daughter, is it Lena? Where's Lena Luthor, his sister? Anyway, I don't know. you got Lex and his daughter, kind of inside the mainframe for Brainiac, and then we also have the Brainiac Queen here. Basically takes out all the Zarnians, right? Or Caesarians. Lobos people. Anyway, we followed that up with Superman, House of Brainiac number 6, and this is the conclusion of it. Somehow the Brainiac Queen kind of gets off the ship that's exploding, right? We don't know what happens to Brainiac in this one. You're gonna have to read it to find out. The Soup family restored to, status quo. This is the wrap up, but obviously Brainiac doesn't win. There are some things that will roll out of this into the next big DC event, Absolute Power. So this is Absolute Power Ground Zero number 1. This is kind of an anthology. It's got a couple of stories on how Amanda Waller is building her team. She's like, I forget, Task Force 7 or whatever it is. But anyway, the Brainiac Queen is in this, believe it or not. Part of Amanda Waller's team. Plus you got Failsafe and Dreamer. Those seem to be the big ones. All right, we're gonna shift from DC. We're heading to Marvel now, and we have Ultimate Black Panther number 5. This is the boss cover. Cool. I think it's Shuri. Doesn't really say anywhere there, and the costumes are a little different in this universe, but Vibranium has its equal now, right? Or opposite. So this book, everything, there's life and there's death, etc. There's light and dark. So for Vibranium, there has to be an equal or opposite, which is this new material that they're still kind of naming, but it's not Vibranium because it's organic in nature. Yeah, so that's what this book is kind of about, is that the creation of that and then the theft of it. By who? I don't know. Read the book. Next up, we got Blood Hunt number 4. All right. This is the first appearance of all these guys. I forget what they call them. Anyway, they're showing up. Not Blade, though. Blade's been there for a long time. Not the Scarlet Witch. Big plans in this. So Blade is now taking the fight kind of out of his lair to the heroes. We also find out that it's Blade who's been possessed, if you will. So this is not regular Blade, right? It's Blade's body, but his mind has been taken over, okay? So we kind of felt that coming, right? Like this couldn't be the real Blade, but we find that out. And then the Avengers start making moves, right? The Black Panther, T'Challa, his natural defense, you know, that flower he has, is fighting the vampirism. If you didn't know, Blade bites, bites T'Challa and turns him into a vampire. And so, there's a whole thing. Thor's been kind of under wraps, but now Thor's back in the game. So the tide's turning, all right? So this was issue 4 or 5. So in issue 5, we'll see what happens. They're still kind of hinting towards a big death or something like that, right? But it's comics, so even in death, we'll probably see that character again someday. Who knows? But we're gonna shift gears now. We're getting to the indies, and we're at World Tree 11. All right. The Nikki girl in this book, for lack of a better way to describe her, she got hurt in this book, and she goes running home, and we find out that some of the key characters are playing both sides, right? And probably on the bad side, right? So playing a good guy, but also actually a bad guy. Whoa, who saw that coming? Anyway, actually it's done okay. It's done quite well. But yeah, this is a good book to read. See if you can get the trade if you haven't been keeping up on it. It's basically like what would happen if the internet went down because of demonic internet. Not bad. We got Grimm here. We have the Herald of Life joining this book. Basically nobody can die because death is missing, and it's causing all these zombie-like creatures who are infected by original sin, right? But they can't get rid of it. They can't die. So, can't be absolved. There's a lot of things happening in this book. But it's pretty funny. We learn about this guy who's been alive. He made a deal where he can live like 450 years. So why not just round that up to 500? But anyway, good book. Good book. Good book in writing. Slow in action. So don't take me totally for like, great book. It's not a great book. Good book. Lots of characters. Character development, A+. Pushing the story forward, slow as molasses. Alright, we're going into the Spawn universe. This is Rat City number 3. We see the Spawn suit in full action. We get to see kind of what it can do. We got some deaths in this book, or we have a death in this book and possibly a second death. Yeah, it's an interesting book. It's Spawn 2099, right? Just can't call it that. Moving on, we got Something That's Killing the Children number 38. This is an Erica Slaughter like side story. We're just getting more I guess character development, but Erica is actually incapacitated in this. So for most of the book, she's actually out. So this kind of focuses around some other characters. Don't know if they'll ever show up again or not, but it was a fun read. I'm thinking this is just a filler while we get to, the bigger stuff later. And then last but not least, we got Void Rivals number 10. We're learning more now how the characters in Void Rivals are kind of possibly related to Transformers, and somehow Energon can heal them. They have things called Energon ports. I don't know. So check out Void Rivals if you want to see an organic being that also can thrive with Energon. All right. So that was, and we're seeing Transformers in this. Okay. So that was this week's comic haul. The previous week's comic haul. Comic fans, if you like the content, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Go ahead and throw me a thumbs up and comment down below if you didn't like the content. do the same thing. Alright, comic fans, do what you do, I'm gonna do what I do. I'm gonna get ready for this week's books. Peace. Deuces.
So every week when we do 50 centers, we have a theme, and this week's theme is going to be
I picked up some ratio variants, and we're gonna get it on.